Imagine spending hours every day starting up new conversations, answering questions, handling objections, and eventually getting people excited enough to the point where you can send them a booking link, only to lose them at the very final step. That's like running a marathon and then stopping a meter before the finish line. Let me show you exactly why that's happening. In this video, I'll show you why your conversations might be setting up your booking page to fail, the exact mistakes I see on the booking page themselves, and how to get people to actually schedule the call once they've decided they're interested. Imagine you've queued for an hour for airport security. You've shown your passport, you've checked your bags, you've taken your laptop out, all that good stuff. Done absolutely everything you're supposed to do. And then right before you walk through security, someone says, actually, you need to fill out another 5 forms before we can let you through. At that point, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be absolutely fuming. And if you hadn't spent that much money on the flight, then you'd probably just turn around and leave. That's actually what a lot of your booking pages themselves are doing. Your conversations are doing all the hard work. Prospects mentally decided that they want to speak to you. They want to see if what you have is the right fit for them. And then your booking page creates a whole new list of objections. But before we get to that, let's discuss why the conversation could be having an impact in itself. Your job as an online coach is not simply to ask questions and build rapport in the DMs. In fact, your job as a coach is to help the prospect fully understand their problem that they're literally living in every single day. Because if they don't feel the weight of their current situation, or they don't even realise the situation they're in, why would they feel the urgency to book a call right now? Think about this. Imagine someone comes to you and tells you that they're struggling to get a consistent flow of clients. And then all you say is, no worries, we help people with that all the time. And then you just move on to the next question. Then you're wondering why there's no urgency. Dig a little bit deeper. How long has this been going on? How is this affecting your business? What's going to happen if you don't make this change now? Why is it so important that you take action now compared to the last however long it's been affecting them? Now they're not just thinking about the problem, they're feeling. And that's a very important distinction, because your prospects already know they have a problem if they're speaking with you. But they don't always understand how much that problem is truly costing them. Help them understand that every month they delay, they're losing revenue, they're staying stressed, working longer hours just to put off the business that they actually want to build. And the DM conversations as well, it's not about you telling them the answers. All the conversation needs to do is help them connect the dots for themselves. They should already be there if they're talking to you. You just got to help them realise it and start to feel it. It isn't some sort of manipulation tactic. Because if they don't fully understand the cost of inaction, then they'll always just push it off to next week, next year. And then they never change their life, they never change their business, they stay stuck in the same problems and it never gets done. And that's exactly what's happening when you send a booking link a lot of the time. They're clicking it and thinking, oh, I'll fill it out later. You haven't built that urgency throughout the conversation. You haven't helped them realise the real cost of inaction. You haven't helped them feel it. And then I'll book later becomes, well, never. Don't need to create the fake urgency. Once someone truly understands the cost of saying the same, the book call becomes the next obvious step, rather than a decision that they have to make. It no longer becomes a decision. It's obvious. It's there on a plate for them. Now let's talk about the booking link itself. Let's say you've had a great conversation. You've helped them understand the problem. They've realised how much it's going to cost them if they don't take action now. Finally sorting out the problems they've been facing this whole time. And then they click your booking link. And then they're faced with this huge application form where it feels like they're applying for a mortgage. Name, email, phone number, that's important. Agreeing to give you their full attention on the call, that's exactly what you'll be doing, that's important. Getting a rough idea of their mindset when it comes to investment, that's also important. Ask them their monthly revenue, their goals, their challenges, their obstacles, their mum's name, their cat's name, their dog's name, the street they grew up in. Exaggerating with all the last stuff I just listed, but all of the other stuff, their goals, their obstacles and things like that, that should have been answered in the conversation. You shouldn't need that in the booking form. You're creating unnecessary friction that shouldn't be there. Every extra question is giving them another reason to stop. Because your prospect's already made a lot of tiny little decisions to get to this point. Decided to follow you, message you, open up to you even. And they've clicked your booking link. Why are you making them prove that they're interested all over again? The booking page has one job: make it as simple as possible for someone who's already decided that they're going to book. I'm not saying there should be no friction at all. Like I said, you've got to get their mindset with investment. You've got to get them to agree that they'll be in a quiet place with no distraction. And obviously you need their name, email and phone number so you can contact them. They're not willing to fill out something that's simple, then they're clearly not the right prospect anyway. Lightly qualify while still making it easy. The rest of it should have already been done in the conversation. And the other mistake I see all the time is you're introducing completely new objections. For example, your conversation never mentions investment. It should imply it at the very least. I'm not being funny. And they get to the booking link, they see the bit about investment, and like I say, you've got to get their mindset around investment. But do not, for the love of God, start putting 4 figures on the form and start saying, are you willing to invest this much? 9 times out of 10 you're going to scare them off straight away. And that's not because they don't have the money necessarily, but when they see numbers on a screen like £5,000 and they feel like they're making a commitment to pay someone that they haven't actually even spoken to face to face over the phone, or even heard the pitch and seen the value of it yet, of course they'd rather not spend it, even if they do have the money. Instead of thinking about their problem, which is all they should be thinking about going into the call, they're thinking about the money. All you need is 3 options. I'm willing to invest, but I might need a payment plan. I'm all in, I'm willing to invest, whatever it takes. You word it better than that, but you get my point. Everything they see on the booking page should reinforce the decision they've already made to book a call with you, to have a conversation with you. But when you're dropping price on them before they've even seen the pitch or spoke to you face to face, then don't be surprised when so many of them turn away. To be clear, if you're happy with the amount of calls you're getting by doing that, fine. crack on. You're getting less calls than most people, but they're very highly qualified and you'll close most of them. Fine. But most people aren't in that situation. But most of you coaches are not in that situation, let's be honest. You want better quality and quantity. So stop making it as hard for your prospects as possible. But here's the thing, you can have a great DM setting framework, be fairly happy with the amount of book calls you're getting, a booking page that actually converts really well. But if you don't know where you're missing out on other opportunities, other bookings and other potential sales, you're not fulfilling your full potential as a coach. You have to know exactly where the bottlenecks are, exactly where people are falling off, what point in the entire DM setting process is going wrong. That's exactly why I made this video where I break down the 4 DM metrics that every single online coach should be tracking. You can pinpoint exactly where your biggest leak is, fix it, book more calls, get more deals over the line. Click right here and I'll show you how to stop guessing and start tracking.